Hey everyone, welcome to the Star Wars Popcast. My name is Christopher,
And I'm Patrick.
and today we are talking about where you can buy your Star Wars Funko Pops. Where's the best place to buy them, both in person or online? So we've got a whole list of retailers and online stores that we're going to go through. But first, there was a little bit of not a lot of news this week as far as new Funkos, but there was one. I guess we'd call it a leak. It hasn't officially been announced by Funko yet.
Yeah, I did
So
see
it's
that.
that 2-pack for TargetCon. So TargetCon, that's something new from last year, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't heard of TargetCon before, so maybe it's a new way of marketing.
Yeah, so I think it's
I don't
pretty
know.
new. Yeah, I think it's pretty new. So it's a 2-pack of the previously released Clone Wars Season 7 Funko Pops, Darth Maul and Gar Saxon. So the only difference is that I can tell that they're glow in the dark. So Darth Maul's lightsaber is glow in the dark, and maybe the visor on Gar
It,
Saxon.
yeah, I was gonna say I actually have that Gar Saxon already and the Darth Maul, so I think that it is the
Yeah,
visor.
same.
The visor is it's a nice
Yeah,
color yellow, but I think this is actually gonna glow. And to me, it looked like Gar
yeah,
Saxon might be blacker, like darker, and like a different finish. Maybe
yeah.
might be
It's
a
kind of hard
glossier
to tell. I don't know if it's the low quality image or what's going on there,
the
but yeah, no,
packaging, maybe.
he
I
kind of
couldn't
does look
tell.
darker.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah,
tell quite from that image, but I don't know. It'd be interesting. It'd be cool to have if it glows. Might be neat.
yeah. See, I don't know if I'm gonna pick that one up. I might pass on that one. I think just because I got
You
the
know,
two commons. I opened the boxes up anyways. If I was an inbox collector, I might pick it up, but I don't
yeah,
need a
I
glow in the
agree.
dark version of the same pop. Yeah.
I agree. I'll
So
probably just
that
kind of
was
wait for it later if I decide later at another
yeah,
date that I missed out and I can pick it up because I already have, like you said, the comments. I have those two already. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, for people who don't have them, I think that's a good way to get them is the 2-pack because they're both really fantastic Funko Pops too, especially that Darth
yeah,
Maul. That pose on that Darth Maul.
yeah, with him coming out in the
Yeah,
double blade. Yeah, I think I shot both of
yeah,
those ones. They are pretty cool looking.
yeah. I think you did, and
I did
I think
because I
you
did
did
Maul and
Ahsoka with the
Ahsoka.
Darth Maul, didn't you? Yeah,
Yeah, I did like a Maul and Ahsoka kind of two set, and then I did a Gar Saxon after I came back from Galaxy's Edge with some images that I shot for him. Batu that I was actually using for backdrops for my pop. So yeah, the Gar Saxon one came
yeah,
out really cool. Used some nano misters,
yeah,
backlit it. It was pretty cool. A lot of fun.
yeah. Both very cool pops. So if you guys, if anyone doesn't have those pops yet, and you're kind of curious what they look like, Patrick did take images of both those pops, so you can check out his other channel, Toy Photographer. Link will be in the description below. And I also did reviews on both of them on my other channel, Seriously Star Wars. So you guys can check those out if you're not sure what these pops are. But like I said, the only difference is they'll be glowing in the dark this time, or at least part of them will be. Moving into the main topic now, so we're talking about places like where do we buy your Star Wars Funko Pops is what we're talking about. So maybe you're new to Star Wars Funko Pop collecting and you don't know where to go for these. So we're going to run through this list of both I guess box stores, in-person stores, and then online retailers as well. So we'll start with the in-person, the big box stores. So we'll start with Walmart. So myself being in Canada, Pat, you're in the United States. There, we both have WalMarts where we are.
Yep.
How do you find the experience finding Funko Pops at Walmart?
Sometimes hit or miss. It depends. It depends. I think when they first are dropping and you can do pretty well. But I think the longer you wait, they tend to disappear off the shelves. That's how in my perception of it from what I see. But yeah, Walmart, and at least I think also they push, like you were saying, some stores have the big box and then they have their online. So a lot of times now, As a collector, I try to find out like, what ones are coming out, which ones that I want to have add to the collection. And
Yeah.
Walmart sometimes has, they have some exclusives, and sometimes they do like 3 packs. And I know you've done some reviews recently on them. I've shot
Yeah.
like the Ugnaught from one of their Walmart 3 packs. So I do find
Yeah.
them to be a good experience to get them from. And it's Walmart, so you're not really getting, too gouged on any prices or anything like that. So you can usually pick up
Right.
sales on it too.
Yeah. So for me up here in Canada, so I find it's more miss than a hit for them, especially
Oh,
nowadays. Back when the Star Wars Rebels Funko Pops came out, they were sitting on the shelves. There were lots of Funko Pops. Um, Same with when like the Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, like there was lots of Funko Pops on the Walmart shelves back then. But nowadays it's kind of like you hardly see any Star Wars Funko Pops on the shelves. So at least up here in Canada, they actually got rid of the Funko Pop section for a little while. They used to have them in with the toys up here, and if anyone is listening from Canada, you'll know what I mean. Like they had them in the toy section, got rid of the section for a while, and they moved the Funko Pops into the electronic section now. So
hmm.
now they're slowly starting to get some of them back. The exclusives you get, like we got the B2 EMO when it came out here. So that was one that we got. But say like the Riva, the Walmart exclusive Riva, that never showed up here. So um, as far as those two in particular go, did they show up in store down there for you?
You know what? I didn't even wait for that to come in the store. I did get the Riva Walmart exclusive through online as soon as I saw it. I did that also
Online. Okay.
for they had the Book of Boba Fett one, and there's the one from the Mandalorian, where he, had his hood off with the Tusken Raider outfit and his rifle,
Yeah.
from that like finale or whatnot. So both of those I got through
Yeah.
Walmart online. So yeah, I've done pretty
Yeah.
pretty decent with
Which we'll
them.
get into the online portion a little bit later and talk about Walmart experiences buying online. But as far as in store, did you notice them come into store at all, or?
Yeah, sometimes, I didn't always wait around, but when I would go in, I'd be like, let's check over to the toy section, check it out, and they would have it.
Yeah.
I also found like a while back, I ended up picking up the Luke Skywalker X-wing. It was just like, I don't know if it's the randomness of the hunt, but you just kind of walk in and you see like a grail like that, just like on a shelf in the
Yeah.
wild. So I always get
That's
that's one
actually
thing
part
about
of the
Walmart I like.
yeah. That's actually part of the fun about buying them in person. Like you go into the store and you see one that you've been on the hunt for a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah. And then when we get into another form of purchasing Star Wars Funko Pops later on in the podcast, um, that there's another source of finding Funkos that I prefer to use myself. And it's the same thing when you find that through this other source. It's the same feeling. Like, oh yeah, I found a
You're like,
Grail. I found one that I wanted for a while. Yeah, the yes, yeah. So
yeah,
yeah, so
absolutely.
Walmart, yeah, so Walmart's kind of more of a miss for me up here. You said it's hit and miss down there. Um, how about Target? The next big box store is Target. Now we don't have Target up here in Canada anymore. We had it for a little while, but they never really brought in Funko Pops at the time. So how
Okay.
how is Target
Down here
shopping in
in
store at
the
Target
yeah,
for Funko
in the
Pops?
US, Target is like a gold mine with pops. I mean, what's nice is they've done it's kind of in their toy near their facing their game area typically in most of their layouts of their store, but they usually have them on the end cap. And I noticed now they even have like a more Disney area where you can find like your Buzz
Yeah,
Lightyear and your princesses and your Star Wars stuff. And they've kind of migrated over to there. So like your Book of Boba Fett, they had like the Book of Boba Fett, Fennec Shan and Boba on the throne. Tons of good pops like there that you could get, in the store, which I was kind of psyched. I actually picked up one of the ones with the t-shirt. I picked up one of the Star
Stormtrooper.
Wars Vision ones. No, the Visions ones.
Oh, the
I got
Visions one. Yeah. The Ronin. Yeah.
Ronin, that's the one. I got that one there, and I was
Yeah.
pumped because with the t-shirt. I was like, yes, yes.
Right.
So I was like, nice, because
that's
I
one we
had
can
the
get up here.
double.
So
Yeah, I had the double that I had ordered from somebody, and I had the two twins. I had those. So that was like the last one in that collection that I wanted to have, and the t-shirt was bonus. I really like their swag.
Yeah. So up here in Canada, like I mentioned, we don't have Target, but yeah, and watching a lot of other Funko Pop collectors in the States and go into Target, and it looks fantastic. Like it must be great going into a store and seeing all these dedicated sections for Funko Pops and like dedicated Star Wars Funko Pop section. And yeah, man,
Well, it's nice when
I
you're
wish I
going in
lived
now.
closer to the States.
Yeah, right now we have like the retro series out. So if you weren't just ordering with, online, you're going in the store. Again, it's, I think that's one of the things collectors enjoy is the hunt or the chase. That's hence they have the chases too, right?
Absolutely.
So you wander about, you check your local places, your local haunts, and everyone has their little. Okay, I know where this place. They've always got a good stock, and you go and you check it out, and every once in a while you find one that like maybe it was a peg warmer, it wasn't on your list to get, but like okay, it's got the right price right day, you get it, or you find that like the grail, that's the fun of it. I know. I think I get that from when I was a kid. I lived in Philadelphia area, and my friends and I would save up our change from anything that we had, odd jobs, whatever. And we would, as soon as we got enough to buy an action figure, we'd make that quest to the Kitty City. And you would walk like forever. And your parents would never allow you to do this, by the way. Like they would never give you permission to walk that far. Seriously, far. It would take like hours, but it was a quest to go. And the worst part is when you would get up there and either they had nothing new, you had all of them, or it was like just like nothing at all. Like the pegs were empty. And you made that question. Like, so crestfallen.
Yeah.
But when you got there, made it like, and they had that one you wanted, you're like, yes.
Yeah. I was the same way back when the special edition came out in theaters and they started getting more action figures in store and I don't know, like Toys R Us, like they didn't have game. I don't think GameStop was a thing back then, at least up here. But going into Toys R Us and like seeing all the Kenner action figures, and then especially when the Phantom Menace, so like I definitely agree. Like the thrill of the hunt, like in person, like there's nothing beats that feeling when you go in and you find a Funko Pop that you want. Absolutely. So since Target, So since Target's not a thing up here,
you find excuses to go to the store.
Yeah, exactly. So we got Toys R Us up here in Canada. I think they got rid of most of them down there, if I'm not mistaken.
Unfortunately, they did. They kind of like I don't know if you had heard, but they kind of brought it back in some fashion. I know they had one in Palisades, New Jersey or New York. It's right on that New Jersey, New York border. But I think that finally closed. And what they did is they kind of brought it back through Macy's. So if you're in an area like in the Northeast, at least they have like the Macy's big box store that does the Macy's Day Parade. They did bring them back through Macy's. Very small, pretty chintzy. If you're looking for pops,
limited stock.
Very, very limited. Very limited. In my opinion, from my experiences.
Yeah. So up here, Toys R Us, they still have them open. Thankfully, that's one of my places I like to go and check on the regular, even while I'm at work. The job that I do allows me to go and stop at some of these places while I'm at work. So I do check. I've got three in the area that I can go and check out within like 20 minutes of my house or
I had one
shorter.
like 15 minutes away, and it closed. And let me tell you, my kid was heartbroken. That was just the thing. You'd go and like you're kicking tires one night. I just want to go and see what they had. I'm like, all right, kids, we'll go. They were like, oh, I want this. So it was so fun just
and
even
they
to
take
do that.
it away.
Yeah.
And they take it
It's
away.
a shame. Now I think if they put one in, they gotta really make it big. I'm surprised because ours was closed for the longest time, and I thought like KB or some other store brand was going to come in and do nothing, and then BJ's kind of purchased it and did like a market, like a supermarket out of it. So surprisingly, I thought for sure we'd get a toy store again because that's the one thing in Rhode Island that they don't have now, like a big box toy store.
Yeah, I'm really thankful that we have it here because that's the one place in Canada that they actually do get a good selection of Funko Pops. Star Wars Funko Pops, we don't always get the new ones all like right away. They'll show up eventually, but not right away. But one thing is Toys R Us gets the Target exclusives up here, so that's one way for us to get those Target exclusives that you guys get down in the States. They don't have the Target sticker on it. They have the special edition sticker on it, but that's fine by me because I open up all my Funko Pops anyways. So, as an example,
I never cared about the stickers.
I don't care about the stickers. Yeah.
No.
So, for
I used to throw away my boxes much like you did. Just
yeah. So as an example, that Haja, the character from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, I think that was a Target exclusive down there.
Yep.
So it showed up at Toys R Us with a special edition sticker. So I picked that one up. I think there was like an Obi-Wan Kenobi with a hood. I didn't pick that one up. I didn't need the
I did get that one.
The hood up and hood down version, but it showed up here. So I'm really happy that we got somewhere where we can get some of the Target exclusives up here. But yeah, no, Toys R Us is that's probably my number 2 spot for going like in store and getting Funko Pops. Yeah,
you're very lucky.
The only thing, so the only thing is that Toys R Us is a little bit more expensive than GameStop and Walmart. So, in Canadian prices, they usually charge like $18 to $20 for the Funko Pops, where GameStop is like $14 to $16 for Funko Pops, and that's in Canadian dollars. So Toys R Us is a little bit more expensive, but if they got something that I want, like I mentioned, these exclusives that they get quite a few exclusives, which is nice. So that's why that one's my number 2 favorite place to go in person to look for Funko Pops. Our next I guess not really big box store, but in person place for you to pick up Star Wars Funko Pops is GameStop, and GameStop is pretty much around the world, I believe. I think they have them in Australia. We have them here in Canada. You guys have them in the States.
Yep. What's your thing with them? Do you seem to get a lot of your pops through GameStop or not?
Yeah, so for me that's my big place where I go. Again, like I can check it out while I'm at work. There's a GameStop on some of the areas that I cover at work, so I can go in there on my lunch break or whatever. And that's actually where I get the majority of my Funko Pops. So like the what is it, the Mandalorian ones with the new Cad Bane Funko Pops, I have them pre-ordered there, and I go in person to pre-order because I don't know how it is elsewhere. In Canada here we get you buy 10 pops and you get a free Funko Pop. So I kind of like that, and then you also get GameStop points as well, or Edge points is what they're called up here.
I have that membership too down here to GameStop as well. They're pretty good.
So for me, GameStop's like my number 1. Yeah. So GameStop's my number one spot for checking for Funko Pops, and that's where I pre-order all the new ones, like the brand new ones that are coming. So like I said, the Mandalorian ones that are coming out, I pre-ordered them there. They already showed up at like Hot Topic a couple weeks ago, but I'd rather get the put those Funko Pops towards the 10 Funko Pops. I get a free one, right? So that's why I
Yes,
go to
that's
GameStop.
excellent
Yeah.
deal, man.
So yeah. So I got no complaints about GameStop in person. Um,
Now
how do
in
you find their
person,
in-person shopping experience?
very actually, I like my games. I have a GameStop 5 minutes down the road. Um, one
Yeah.
of the kids that work there is a DMLA boy in my son's DMLA chapter, so even cooler. Um, and
Yeah.
they're just well, not only is he helpful, but the staff there is pretty good. It's a very mellow place. It's not like in a mall. It's like a standalone in like an outdoor shopping plaza with a supermarket and Starbucks and everything. So
Yeah.
it's nice. And I go in there. It's real close to the house, and like that's where I got my mystery boxes and stuff like that recently. Picked up a bunch of the gaming greats as well, and the 18-inch Boba
Yeah.
Fett there. So I got the Boba
Hmm.
Fett on Black Friday. It was I think I paid like 60 some bucks. I mean,
Nice.
yeah, I put some
Yeah.
points. I put some of those points, the points or bucks to it or whatever they add in the rewards. I threw some of that towards it. Then it was a
Yeah.
deal on Black Friday. So I was pretty pumped because I've seen like places like other places have it for like 199. So I was like, nice. Again, when I set
Yeah.
up downstairs eventually here, I got to make a prominent place for him because he's big. He's so big. I have no idea where to put him right now. So he's still in his box. I
Right.
haven't even all but like kind of slid open, looked at him, and put it back on. That's it. Like so. That's it. That's it. I got to find a place for him because I got to pop him out here soon. He's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah. So that's actually one thing that we don't have up here in GameStop. Like, so they don't stock a lot of they don't have a lot of they don't bring in stock unless people pre-order it. So if they I pre-ordered the new Mandalorian wave of Funko Pops, so that they'll bring in maybe like one or two extra of each character, but they don't bring a whole lot of them in. Um,
Yeah,
the
mine does pretty
exclusive ones
good.
like the red lightsaber, yeah, the red lightsaber series, they bring in a couple of each new character, plus whoever pre-orders theirs, they get theirs in, of course. But
Yeah, my store
like
gets them in before
they
my
didn't get
pre-order.
any. Yeah, so like we didn't get the 18, or no, what is it? The 18-inch boba?
Yeah,
Yeah, we didn't get that. That didn't show up here. So unless somebody pre-orders it, it
and
doesn't
I
just show
wonder,
up in the
Chris,
store.
maybe someone pre-ordered it and then it sat in their inventory at that store. I
Yeah,
don't know. Like I wasn't questioning for the
yeah,
price. I was walking out with it that day. I was like, wee.
yeah.
So
Yeah, like
yeah,
it,
it
it could
maybe that
just
could have
be
been.
they do stuff differently down there, perhaps.
Yeah, because when I first
But
saw
then
it, you
another
could
thing,
only get it online.
yeah,
I didn't think I'd see it in a
yeah,
store,
and then another
so
thing
it
is
was kind of a surprise.
the sales that you guys have, the sales that you guys have. Like I've seen who is Star Wars Sith, and even Sire Speed reviews, Eric on Sire Speed reviews. Um, they go into their GameStops and they're getting Funko Pops for like what, like $5 at GameStop.
5 6 bucks, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
yeah,
I'm
if
just like,
because typically you
man,
get
I would.
reward points every month, you know what I mean? So it's like I
Yeah,
think you get like $100 reward points each month, throw that towards it.
yeah,
You get some good deals. You do get some good deals to them.
yeah. So that's my only complaint about GameStop up here. They don't have the same sales. They don't put the Funko Pops down that low up here.
I
So
like
that's
mine,
my only
honestly.
complaint.
Yeah, I like the inventory they have for mine, especially when it comes to Star Wars. They have
Yeah,
usually a little section, and just about any of the new ones
yeah,
that are cycling in eventually end up there. Like when they did the Bounty Hunter collection, each of those slowly made it there.
yeah,
And it's been great because at times, like I was saying, they've gotten it before my pre-orders even shipped, and I'm like the last time I was there, I picked up my Asajj when I was coming through. I was like, can you check my pre-order? And he's like, yeah, it hasn't shipped yet. I'm like, can I just get the one there? He's like, absolutely. Did that little
Yeah.
switcheroo on the order. Perfect. Got it. Walked out with it with the 18-inch FET and a few of the gaming crates. Because again, they had a
Yeah.
sale. So I took advantage of that.
Yeah. See, that's the only thing that's the only complaint I got about GameStop going in stores is the lack of sales that you guys get down there. But aside from that, like the inventory, like they do bring in the commons. But I pre-order them all anyways just to make sure that there's one there for me and I don't miss out on it.
Yep.
But yeah, no, GameStop is my favorite place to go in person to pick up Funko Pops. Um, the next store to shop at for picking up Funko Pops is Hot Topic. So, how? Why don't you go first on that one, Patrick? Hot Topic for you. What do you think?
We have Hot Topics down here in the States. So yeah, they're a pretty good place. I for me, I've always had a hard time because when they have the exclusives, by the time I get there to the store, you know what I mean? I'm not always finding like the chases and stuff that you would have at Hot Topic. That's the one thing
Yeah,
I get disappointed going into the brick and mortar. It's easier for me to order online if they have a chase or a variant of a pop that I want. I've been pretty successful getting them online because like during Solo, they had a couple really cool ones. I think the one that I picked up was a Lando with like a crazy colored shirt or something that they had. So
yeah.
I've always
I
done pretty
remember that one. I
decent
don't have that one
online.
yet either.
Yeah, I've done decent online, but in person, I think I've found like one or two that I've picked up there in person that like I needed to have one to have, and they had it there. Because every time I looked for like something
Yeah,
that I search for, no, especially when it's their chase. Their chase, if you can't get it online, I figure you can't find it.
yeah. So for me, up here, we do have Hot Topic up here. Um, I guess similar situation. Like you can get the Hot Topic exclusive stuff, but I don't know what it is up here. There's a lot more people buying Funko Pops lining up at Hot Topic in the mall
Hmm.
rather than lining up at GameStop. So a lot of people, at least in like a local community, Funko community up here where I am, they go to Hot Topic before they go to GameStop for some reason.
Wow.
Maybe it's the fact that you can pre-order in store at GameStop and Hot Topic. I'm not sure if you can up here at least, but they do get some of the newer ones. They get them quicker than GameStop. So like that Mandalorian wave with the Cad Bane and the Major Domo.
Yeah.
They already had that at Hot Topic, but they
Oh,
sold
that's
pretty
nice.
quick.
I
Yeah.
can believe it. I
So
can
I have
believe
it
it because
pre-ordered at
everyone's waiting
GameStop.
for them.
Yeah, exactly. So I have it pre-ordered at GameStop anyways, so I'm not too worried about not or I'm not too worried about missing out on them. So I will get them when they show up. But other people have them already where I am, so
Yeah, I have
there's
mine
that.
pre-ordered through one of the
So
other vendors we'll be talking about, but I'm just
yeah,
waiting at this point, just waiting.
yeah. Like I'm
They'll
not in a
come.
rush. Like I've got a bunch of other Funko Pops that I pick up throughout the months and through other various forms of purchasing them online or in store. But yeah, no, hot topics probably low on my ranking. Like where I would suggest people to go first. Like I would say GameStop, Toys R Us, and then Hot Topic up here in Canada. Um, what about yourself? Like how would you rank the ones
They're
that we
not
mentioned?
high. Again, they're not high, but every once in a while they do have an exclusive. Trying to find it in a brick and mortar next to impossible because people are like you said in Canada they're pretty popular. Here they're just I think equally as popular. So if it's a good chase or a rare one to get or a hard one to get, if you're in a brick and mortar, you're probably
Yeah,
not finding it. If you do, it's like oh moment because yeah, and
yeah,
typically I try to get them online from them, and but I don't put them
yeah.
in a high ranking where I look for them. Typically, they're not
So
they're not the
so
usual go to.
Right. Yeah. No, not for me. I'll stop in if I'm in the area, but it's not my go-to place. So I guess our last brick and mortar store that we're mentioning is Box Lunch. So Patrick, you might have to
Yeah,
explain that one
box
because
lunch is very
I don't
similar.
have them up here. I heard we're getting I heard we're getting one in Toronto though.
Okay, yeah, well, they're very similar to a hot topic, in my opinion. So, what I
Yeah.
like about it, it's kind of you got your theme, you got your anime, you got your Disney and Winnie the Pooh, and then some of the
Yeah.
princess stuff, and then you get into the Harry Potter, the Star Wars, Funko area. So they've got a lot of things going on, like the lounge flies. So my daughter and my kids like going in there big time. And I like going in there. They got a cool little store going on. And sometimes they'll once in a while, Box Lunch will have exclusives that you can get through
Yeah.
their store or through online, which are pretty cool. And they're much like a hot topic in a different way, but just cooler layout of the store. I think I mean, there's not a lot, and what it typically is the latest wave of whatever Loungefly, Funko, that kind of theme. And so that's what's
Yeah.
kind of nice about going there because you can most of the time you can find it there. That's one thing about going to that. It's one of the random places to stop for us at the mall. We just kind of bebop around, and they've always got a decent collection. And you can tangibly just pick them up, buy them. But more importantly, we can just see what they've got because even not I just collect Star Wars Funko, but seeing what they do with other stuff is always pretty fun too.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. It's always fun to look look at the other Funko Pops, even though I'm not going to get them. Like I like some of the other properties, like the Transformers ones that I see, but
Yeah, like some of the
I'm
Disney
just all
ones
about the
are
Star Wars ones.
crazy.
Yeah, but I'm all about the Star Wars ones. But I look at the other ones because then I think, you know what, Funko's doing this with this property, like you mentioned, the Disney ones. They could do something similar with some Star Wars Funko Pops eventually. So it gives me hope, is what it does.
Yes.
Yes. Um, yeah. So as I mentioned, we don't have box lunch up here, so that's all the brick and mortar stores that we can suggest. How would you rank them for yourself? Like, which one's your top store that you
Oh,
go to for your Funko Pops?
all right.
Would it be Target for you?
Target, I guess if I'm going in the store, Target would be one of the tops. Target, Walmart, GameStop, or Target, GameStop, Walmart. I think it would be in that order.
Okay.
For me, because again, we don't have the Toys R Us, so that kind of
Yeah.
stinks.
Yeah.
And the Hot Topic and the Box Lunch, typically the mall that I go to closer to me, I got two, but the one I typically go to just has a Box Lunch. It'll have a Hot Topic, so that's why I wouldn't see that. But that's kind of where I go brick and mortar. And I find there are a few other random brick and mortar here, like
Yeah.
Walgreens is a drugstore. Um, it's
Yeah.
and once in a while I walk
And they
through
have
and
exclusives too.
they do. I don't find them in the store. The exclusives I almost never find in the store. Never, ever, ever. I
Yeah.
always find them online. But like I've got my medical droid. I was on vacation and I happened to stop at Walgreens because someone wasn't feeling well. We went in and I walked by the aisle and I was like, double take what? Medical droid. Getting that with the Advil and everything else. So yeah, I find that. And the store that I didn't mention or think of, there's a bookstore, Barnes and Nobles. I don't know if you guys have that chain.
Yes, I've heard of that.
Okay, we have a Barnes and Nobles, and they have a pretty decent Funko section as well. And I didn't think
Okay.
of mentioning them as well, but that's another one that does pretty decent in random, stores, brick or mortar that we've gone into. But I do like that
Yeah.
because the kids often like going there to pick out books and stuff like that. And we always hit the Funko section just to see what they got. And they do pretty decent.
Right. Yeah. So for me, how I would rank them up here for me, since we don't have Target, I can't rank that. But for me, I would put GameStop at the top. I would rank them GameStop at the top, Toys R Us, and then Hot Topic and Walmart at the bottom. They're
Okay.
probably both about the same as getting stuff in. But then there's one I forgot to mention too. Sunrise Records up here in Canada. So it's a record store, but it also sells like a lot of pop culture stuff, like NECA
Mm.
figures and Funko Pops. So they get a lot of Funko Pop. Like the selection is good. Star Wars ones, they get the new ones in. And then
That's
as
cool.
far as exclusives go, Sunrise Records gets all the FYE exclusives. So like
Ah,
things like the Dryden
we have
Voss
FYEs here. I
FYE
forgot that.
exclusive. Yeah. So that's how we get them up here in Canada. We go to Sunrise Records. So yeah,
Nice.
that's how I would rank them. I would GameStop, Toys R Us, Sunrise Records, and then Hot Topic and Walmart for my ranking for the which ones I would suggest first. But then moving on into online retailers, the first one, Funko, the Funko shop. I haven't personally ordered from there. Patrick, have you ordered from there?
Yes, plenty of times. Plenty of times. I'm on the notify me list. Notify me all the
Of
time. If
course
it's
you
Star
are.
Wars, notify me.
Of
Click,
course you
click.
are.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I ordered from them quite a bit. Because let's face it, the ones that they finally do release that are typically going to be sold in Funko Store are usually exclusives, things like that. Like in the past, I
yeah,
did I didn't do this year's, I did the previous years like Grogu, Macy's Day, Parade
yeah.
Pop, things like that. So, and a couple others I've done through the store, which isn't bad. And what's nice is I've circled the wagon back to the store every once in a while with Funko to see if they've
Yeah,
had anything that's been like unvaulted or whatnot, like a Gamorrean
right.
Gar or picked up through that way. Certain things like that, a Jawa. So it's a good resource online for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So see myself up here, I can't order to Canada from the Funko shop down there. So that's one
Mm.
that I don't have experience with. But
Are you
like you
not close
mentioned, the
enough to the border, eh?
exclusives.
Not close enough to the border to
No,
cruise over and pick
no,
them up
not
anymore.
anymore. I used to be like a 10-minute drive to the border, and that was just great because I could go across and go to Target. I can go to Hot Topic down there, and
Nice.
I mean this was before I got really big into Funkos, so I didn't really notice before. But yeah, no,
Would you have
I love
moved?
living
Would you
close
have
to the
moved if
border.
that was the case? If you knew you're going to
Yeah,
collect them as much, would you still have moved?
yeah. I don't know. That might have been a deciding factor. Um, but the next online retailer after Funko, the next big one, would be Amazon. How do you find your experience with Amazon? Is that one that you would recommend?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, even above my box stores, this is where I go for a lot of them. A lot of them,
Yeah,
because they have exclusives. When they usually release a line or wave or series from Funko, it's usually out on Amazon, easy to get. And then there's those
yeah,
ones that you forgot to collect, like one that I should have gotten at the time was the original Purge Trooper Gaming Greats. I should have gotten that
right.
one. If you guys have one, you want
Yeah,
to just donate it, send it on over. That is an awesome one. But yeah, Amazon is
yeah,
great for finding that. They're my number one. They are pretty much my initial go-to. I think the only time
yeah.
I've been disappointed,
So for
right,
me,
is
yeah,
recently is when Ahsoka the White came out. They didn't announce it, and they just flashed it up there, and then it sold out like hotcakes because that was awesome, probably one of
yeah,
the most awesome pops in recent years. And in other events where you've ordered things and all of a sudden like your shipping date changes or it gets canceled, That's
Yes.
happened a little
So
more here
that's
in the States recently. I don't know why,
yeah. Yeah, so
but
that's my thing. So I don't order Funko Pops online too much. I prefer to go in store, in person. I have ordered a couple Amazon exclusives, but lately I've been having trouble with them shipping the Power of the Galaxy wave of Funko Pops. I've ordered like 3 of them multiple times, and it doesn't arrive.
mm,
So I
yeah, I'm still waiting on my
I'll
Ray.
mention I'll mention the store that I order from because I think we're getting close to that one. And I know you order from there too as well. But so I've kind of not ordered from Amazon online too much for Funko Pops unless I absolutely have to. Um, Another thing is like we don't get the all of the exclusives on the Canadian site. Like, and I can order from the American site up here,
Yep.
but then it ends up being the same. I end up paying more because of the exchange and then the shipping cost the cost to ship up here. So like the Anakin with the 2 sabers, I'll get into how I got that one later because that's later on the list. But I didn't get that from Amazon.
Yeah,
But
the one I got isn't from. We'll talk about it as well later because
yeah,
I have it ordered. It was supposed to have delivered. It kept getting delayed, delayed,
yeah,
delayed. So I,
yeah,
by any means necessary, I needed to have that one. So I found another way to
yeah,
get it, and I know we're going to talk about that because it's someone else suggested it, and then they got one. I was like, oh, I'm doing the same thing. Why wait around?
yeah.
It's one that's
So
going like hotcakes,
before we
you
get
know.
yeah, I know, and I'm happy I got one. So um, before we get into the next online one that we both kind of prefer here, I just want to make a quick mention of Target and Walmart online. I don't order from them specifically. Also, GameStop. You can order from GameStop online. I don't. I prefer going in person because I get that. Well, I can pre-order it and not pay anything down until the Funko comes in. So if the Funko Pop comes in and I see it in person and I'm like, you know what, I'm having second thoughts. I don't have to commit to buying it. That's why I like
Mm,
pre-ordering at GameStop in person. But um, I think you mentioned that you order online on GameStop
I do.
sometimes.
I do sometimes. For certain ones that I really want to have, like I think I did my Rocket Trooper, the Imperial Rocket Trooper. Definitely,
Right.
I ordered that
Yeah.
one and the Arc Umber Trooper that way. Um, I wasn't going to wait around to like hit or miss go into my store, even though they're pretty good about getting them.
Yeah.
I I wasn't missing those two, so yeah, I ordered those online. Typically, if it's something I really want to have, need to have, I'll make sure to try to get it
Yeah.
pre-ordered online. Some of the groups that we're in Instagram and Facebook, I think are pretty good about letting us know like where they're going to be and what days they're releasing,
Yeah.
things like that. So I think the community stays kind of aware, so it kind of helps me like, okay. But that's typically how I do it.
Yeah. And then how about Walmart and Target for you? Like I can order from Walmart. I can order Funko Pops from Walmart myself. But I find the prices on the website are overpriced for some reason, especially on
Yeah,
older Funko Pops because I think they're the it's like um, third party sellers selling on the Walmart website if that makes sense.
yes, I've seen that. Walmart definitely has that online where
Yeah,
they have other people
yeah. So
sort.
I don't bother ordering from Walmart online. And then Target, I can't order from because it doesn't ship to Canada.
Mm.
But
Like
how are your experiences with both of those Walmart?
so Walmart, I think I ordered my Book of Boba Fett ones through them online, and then a Riva
Yeah.
exclusive online. Um, but other than that, like
Yes.
if I see them in the store, it's kind of where I find that. But then the Target, um, I usually find them in store, but I did order
Right.
this wave of the retro series. I just ordered those through online. So,
Okay.
like, I think the only one that I'm waiting on, what am I waiting on? I think the comic book Boba Fett, because I just got Kenobi, just got him.
Oh, okay.
And I got R2, Chewbacca, and Palpatine like the last week or two before that. So they're starting to finally ship. And I've had the comic book, the tall one retro series that they did of Luke, not the movie poster, but the comic book one. I have that
On the
one.
cover?
Yeah, I got that one about a month and a half ago. So I have that one downstairs. But the one I'm waiting on now is the Boba Fett cover, comic book cover with him, a little cartoon styled. So like to see that.
Yeah. So online versus in person at Walmart and Target there, which would you recommend? Would you recommend going into the store or ordering online?
Okay, Walmart, go into the store. I find finding the pops better that way. Target online, but I also find it's easy to get them online, but they're also more attainable by going in the store. That's the one thing about going to a Target. It's not like a hit or miss. You pretty much know you're going to hit a pretty deep whatever that current waves out there. They're going to have those for the most part, which is good.
Stock.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing I do like.
Yeah,
you're not disappointed.
And again, that's one thing I am envious of you guys in the States for.
I just wish they did have a whole section that was just Funko at one point, and it's shrunk down. So I don't know what their licensing deals with, marketing deals with, for Target globally. So there's probably something that why it's downsized, but it really should be bigger because I don't live in California or in Washington, Seattle area to go to the Funko stores. So I really wish they had more. I really did. They're awesome. They should have like a whole section of a Target.
Yeah. So moving on to the next online retailer. So Odd Collectibles. So this is how I got around the problem with Amazon not shipping the Power of the Galaxy wave to me 3 times. They didn't ship it to me, and I ordered them 3 times. So I went to Aussie Collectibles. They're based out of Australia. They take a little longer to get here, but they get here, I would say, in a reasonable amount of time coming from Australia, at least from what I find. They showed up, I think for me, it took 3 weeks to get here, but they also had like a postal service, not a strike, but like I don't know. They had issues with their postal service out there for a little bit there, so I think that contributed to the 3 weeks. But I gotta say, Aussie Collectibles, they did a fantastic job of packing the Funko Pops. Each of them was in a not a hard stack, but the softer Funko Pop protectors, and they stuffed it with paper. So like they all showed up in pristine condition. There might have been one where there was like a corner that was not great, but I take it out of the box anyways. But I ordered 6 Funko Pops from them and saved a little bit on the shipping. So I highly recommend Aussie Collectibles if especially if you're in Canada and you can't get some of the Amazon exclusives or some of the Walmart exclusives. They sell stuff like that on their website. If you don't care about the sticker, that's where I would recommend going. And Patrick, I understand you ordered from them as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I totally did. Again, same thing when it's some of those Amazon exclusives that seem to go up and you can't get them. They're sold out. Like the first time this has happened was the 3 Jedi Ghost, the Yoda, the Ben, and the Anakin. I couldn't get that, and Aussies was here to save the day. And what was crazy, by the time I ordered from them, even with as long as the shipping, I got it long before Amazon ever said, "Oh, it's ready. Your order is finally coming." And I
Yeah,
finally canceled it. I was like, "Nope, cancel," because it took so long. But
yeah.
Aussies coming all the way from Australia, from the down under, still came
Australia.
fast.
Yeah,
I just ordered the
yeah,
Ahsoka the white through them as well, just because I was
yeah.
tired of.
That I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and do that too. I'm gonna have to do that one. I want to get the Ray, the floating Ray as well from them, and
I
then
ordered two, and I
I've
can't
been
remember the
seeing.
other one now. I ordered two because of the shipping. I figured since
Yeah,
I'm spending the money on the shipping, I might as well get two, and save a
yeah.
little. And I can't. And you know what? It might be Frog Lady, but I don't think I pulled the trigger on Frog Lady once again. I think I picked out something different.
Uh,
I don't think I
yeah.
picked out
So
Frog Lady. I picked out something.
yeah.
Now it's escaping me who I
So
got.
I got a few. I got a few. I think I'm gonna get from them. I think I might order like another 4 or 6 again. So I'm gonna get the Ahsoka, the Ray with that's floating in the air there. Um,
Nice.
they're supposed to be getting that. They're supposed to be getting that Anakin Skywalker, the dark side one. I
Oh,
think it
I
was an
just picked him
exclusive in the
up.
States.
I just got him.
Yeah, I think they're supposed to be getting him in stock on their website.
This guy?
Yes, that one. Yes.
Nice.
So they're supposed to be getting him in stock on Aussie Collectibles, so I might order that one. And for like 21 bucks Canadian, it's not too overpriced. So I'll probably get those three, and then there's a couple Knights of Ren that I don't have, which Aussie Collectibles again they have the exclusives, so I'll probably end up ordering a couple of those. So yeah, no, Aussie Collectibles highly recommend. And then that's another thing, like you mentioned with Amazon, there's a couple pieces that the prices were higher. The Duel of the Fates Funko Pops, the Qui-Gon Jinn was start when they first posted that on Amazon
Yeah, it was like,
.ca. It was a higher price than the rest.
yep. And then it eventually went
So
down, but it was weird. Very, very strange.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't know what they're
So
doing,
that's that's another reason I don't order Funko Pops from Amazon. But Aussie Collectibles, I can 100% recommend
Yeah, they've been
if
great.
you're looking to. Yeah, for exclusives, if you can't get exclusives from where they're usually from and you don't care about the sticker, order them from Aussie Collectibles for sure.
Yep.
So the next online retailer is Entertainment Earth. And again, in Canada, I can't order them directly to Canada. I don't think. I've heard from other people you can order. I haven't tried yet, but have you ordered from them?
Yeah, I've ordered quite a few. This is another backup one for me. Kind of like Aussies, these guys you get a lot of the pre-orders. Like I've done my Grogu with the Rancor through these guys.
Yeah.
And a lot of this next wave of Book of Boba Fett's I've done through them. I
Oh,
do
okay.
have two on
Yeah.
back order from Entertainment Earth. I have the Han and Leia. I Love You I Know pair 2-pack. I'm
Yeah.
still on the back order waiting for a restock, and then Dark Ray,
Yes.
with the
Okay.
double blade. Yeah, that I'm waiting
Yeah.
on from them too. Those are the two on back order. But what's nice is that they've always come through. I waited for some longer than others, but I'm not worried because it's again just adding it to the collection, and I've got plenty in the collection, plenty to pull from the photographs. So it's no big
Yeah.
deal. When it gets here, it gets here. It's just like finally, yes. But I really like them. They do great service with the packing. I've never had anything damaged coming from these guys. They're
Yeah.
pretty top tier. They're definitely one. If you're a
Nice.
Funko collector, and I'm sure they do like more than just Funko, like Black Series and all the other stuff, Marvel, anything that you could be a collector of, they've got pretty much everything. So if you're a collector, you definitely know these guys.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know of them. I haven't tried ordering from them. Like I mentioned, I've heard you can order them to Canada, but then I've heard the opposite that you can't. So if there is anyone listening or watching on YouTube, let us know what the deal is with that. Can you order to Canada? Can you not order to Canada? I'm curious. Patrick, why don't you
Yeah,
mention
I
the
know.
next one thereafter?
Oh, Chris, I was gonna say, I know Entertainment Earth, you being a big Clone Wars fan and stuff like that, they did exclusive waves of Clone Wars figures even before recent years. We're talking 6, 10 years ago. They had waves where you could buy like 3, 6 at a time of clone troopers.
Uh,
And they were exclusive to Entertainment Earth. So they had like the different outfits with the green and the yellow and the red and the blue. Like they had
yeah.
them all. Yeah, that's to me
Uh,
how I first discovered them. So I was like, oh, who has that? And it was Entertainment Earth.
yeah. That sounds awesome. But yeah, no, Patrick, why don't you talk about the next one there? Epic
Epic
Collectibles.
collectibles. This is one of my favorites that I go to. If there is a con exclusive typically, and I catch wind of it, and I will look here. Epic Collectibles gets a lot of those exclusives. The ones with the red and silver sticker, and they're probably getting replaced with that new one
Yeah,
you did in one of your recent reviews, the blue and
yeah.
silver. But
Yeah, I don't have the box with me here. But
yeah,
yeah,
but
no,
these
the
guys
newer
are
one, yeah,
phenomenal.
that sticker's a lot nicer.
Yeah. These guys have all those kind of pops. Like, and what's nice is
Yeah,
you can go through like 2 or 3 pages of just they have a whole section, they have it on their site with Star Wars, and they have
yeah,
a lot of the con exclusives and stuff. Um, which are really great, and some other ones that maybe old Walmart exclusives and stuff that have been harder to get. Like I think like a Beckett from
right.
Solo with like the yellow jacket
Yeah,
or whatnot. They have him, but they've what I like about these guys, they do when they anything I've ordered from them, like I've gotten like a Sabine Wren from them, things like that.
yeah,
I got my Dark Revan from these guys. They come in a nice hard stack
nice.
little case. They've done it
Right.
really nice job packing everything.
So where are
And
they based
quick,
out of?
I don't even know. I can't. I was going to say Australia, but I can't even remember off the top of my head. But you know what? I don't even
Yeah.
care because they do such a great job with shipping. It's like
Oh,
if I order
I'm
something,
definitely
it's
gonna
here
have to look them up.
within a week. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah,
They've
I'm
really got.
definitely gonna
I've
have to
gotten a
look them
lot
up
of
now.
my. Oh yeah, I've gone through like this is where my wife will tease me because I bookmarked this site for them when they want to look for pops that they don't have. I'll say I'll go here and I say, okay, I don't have this one or this one, and these are where they usually hunt them down for me. Is through Epic. They're awesome. I've gotten a lot of really cool ones that I let go or I missed, and I found them today. Like
Yeah,
anyone that some of those like that Boba Fett Walmart with the, where he's got his head bald, the hood off, the rifle, the Tuscan
yeah,
outfit from and the Mandalorian. They have him there. They have
yeah,
tons of. They even have the chrome ones. Like I know you
yeah.
and I aren't fans of those red chrome and whatever's, but they
Right.
have those there too.
Yeah. For people who are interested, then that's a good source. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out probably
I
after we're
think they've
done.
even had. I was gonna say I think they've even had the Lando Millennium Falcon one there for a little bit, at a decent price. It wasn't
Okay.
too
Yeah,
high.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm definitely gonna have to check those out. Um, so the next one is Pop in a Box. So again, it's not one I've ordered from, but I've heard from people that like that they get their stuff, but they don't get it on like as early as you would from like in person at Hot Topic or GameStop. Like they'll pre-order from there, and then they'll end up having to cancel their order because they picked it up in store already. So,
Hmm.
but as far as like their selection goes, I've looked at their site. They do have a lot of selection, and I've contemplated ordering from them, but then I hear that they don't get their orders. Like they end up canceling their orders because they find them elsewhere beforehand. So, that's my issue with Pop in a Box. But I may end up trying them out one time. But have you ordered from them from the
I
States?
have. I've only ordered one from them. I got the Costco
Yeah.
Reeves pop in a box. Um,
Oh, okay,
I,
nice.
I think I saw it come out on someone in one of the groups posted a link, and it happened to be pop in a box
Yeah.
on it. I picked it up. Um, 2 or 3 weeks later, I think it came. It wasn't, it wasn't too long. I didn't really think about it. I guess I just kind of ordered it and was like, who did I order that from? Oh, these guys. All right. But it came. I didn't have too much of an issue. It's like probably 2 weeks.
Yeah. So they might be shipping from different warehouses. I'm not sure. Again, because
Could
there's a
be.
Canadian site and an American site. So yeah, like I said, I haven't personally ordered from there, but I've talked to people who have, and that was their only issue, is that they pre-ordered from there, and then they would find them in store earlier, so they ended up canceling a pre-order. That's all that was there.
No,
So
Costco Reeves.
I
I
can't
just
really
got
say
her one.
anything.
Yeah, I got Costco Reeves about a week ago, and that box within the
Yeah,
nice another cardboard box that had the pop inside. I
yeah,
mean, shipped it very nicely. It
and
was
I
good.
believe
Good.
yeah. So I don't know how they have it on the U.S. site, but up here on the Canadian site, Pop in a Box, they do like they'll send you like they'll send you like one pop or two pops or three pops a month every month, and you check off what you have, and then they'll send you three that you don't have every month or two that you don't have every month, whatever select. So I'm
Is
kind of
that what they
curious how
do up
that
there?
works.
See, I didn't
Yeah,
do that. Oh no, I
yeah.
didn't. I don't look for
I'll,
that. I just
that's
buy the
something
one.
I may try later on. Um, but yeah, no, that's what they do up here at least.
Huh?
So
I
it's
didn't
kind of
know.
like a
No,
subscription service almost.
no, that's like the old Smuggler's Bounty. I missed that. That was awesome.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
yeah. No, the Smuggler's Bounty I missed for sure. But yeah, no, that for Pop in a Box, yeah, that you type in like which pops you own, and they'll try and send you three that you don't own, three
Now,
or two or whatever you
can you
select for
do
your
just Star
subscription.
Wars, or does it come from?
Yeah,
They draw from everything.
no, just Star Wars.
Oh,
I mean, you can choose whatever you want. You can choose like if you collect Disney, you can choose Disney, but yeah, no, you can narrow it down to whatever
oh,
um,
that's
license you
cool.
want to. Yeah,
If you do
so
that, let me know. Let me
that's
know how it
one
is.
thing.
I'd be into that. That
Yeah,
sounds.
so I may try that eventually. But moving on to the next one, Chalice Collectibles. That's another one that I haven't tried, but I've gotten a couple of exclusives. They showed up to Toys R Us up
Oh, is
here,
that how you got
so
them? I actually had to go through
that yeah.
Chalice.
So there was that. Yeah, there was that Darth Maul with the dark saber. That one was a Chalice exclusive, but it came up here with the special edition sticker. So
Nice. Yeah, I got
I
mine
never
from it.
actually had to order. Yeah, I never had to order from Chalice, but you've ordered from them. How do you find their overall experience?
Great. I ordered that guy. He came 2 week again, like 2 weeks later. He came,
Yep.
which was awesome, and he's just an awesome sculpt, an awesome pop. Um, and I can't remember.
Yeah.
If I ordered another one through them, I think it was the Boba Fett that looked like the original action figure. It was an
Oh,
exclusive.
okay. Yeah.
I think it
Yeah.
was these guys. But I got that possibly through these guys too. But yeah, definitely the mall one. When I saw that, I ordered it and had no problems. I ordered it online, bippity boppity boo. 2 weeks later, it was here. It was probably
Yeah.
maybe even less than 2 weeks, but it came fairly quickly. And yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
They do a great job.
That's awesome. That's
I
good to
hadn't
hear.
heard of them until they came out that Darth Maul one, to be honest.
Yeah. That was the first time I actually heard of them too. When they came out with that Darth Maul, I was like, okay, what is this place? Is this a real place? Are they?
Yeah,
Is this like
it
a
took me by
concept?
surprise.
And that yeah. So, but no, they are definitely real. I haven't ordered from them myself yet, but you say they're good to order from, so
Yeah, they're legit, man. They have some
that's
good stuff.
another. Yeah. Um, so the next online retailer is Mercari, is it?
Yes, Mercari. So Mercari, do you have
Yeah.
Mercari
So
in your area?
see, I've heard of it. I haven't looked into it. So
It's more of an
what is it?
app,
You might have to
right?
explain that one.
Okay, so Macari is
Oh,
more
okay.
like an app. It's kind of almost like a social media um yard sale and an app. It's a yard sale in an app. So like you can do many things. Like if you're local, you could say, looking around local and you want to buy something. Most of the time,
Yeah.
it's like you find something in the app and you buy it and you get it shipped from wherever it is. But it's more of a person to person, and you just create an account in Macari, and then you make your purchases through Macari, and they kind of act like your middleman, with the funds and the goods, getting them from the other customer,
Right.
you know, who's selling. And you can sell stuff too. So it's pretty cool. A lot of times you find a lot of pops and Star Wars figures. And if you're a fan of old vintage stuff, like Macari is basically a great gold mine for people getting rid of other people's stuff. If you're getting rid of your stuff or you're having a yard sale kind of thing, like Macari is where people are kind of selling it. It's there, or like the other one we'll talk about in a moment. I find these two places are where like people are unloading their stuff, and if you're a collector,
Yeah.
these have been great ways to get stuff. I just recently picked up my double bladed Anakin through Macari. So, and the
Oh,
Anakin
okay.
that I showed you, the dark side Anakin. I picked them both up
Yeah.
through Macari recently. So I've enjoyed kind of going there. And what's funny is Noah from Rogue Nation and Noah Nation, when he was chatting in our
Yeah.
group, that he was frustrated with Amazon, went through Macari for his Anakin. I said, I'm going to take a look at that. I didn't even
There you
think
go.
about that. And lo and behold,
Yeah. See,
I wouldn't have
I've
thought that
heard of
you'd
it, so
find them.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna have
didn't
to look
think
it
I'd
up.
find them. And Chris, I'll tell you, when I got my Anakin, I felt like it was shipped like from any of these other retailers. It was in a box, but like
Yeah.
in like one of those nice folded, boxes that you get from
Yeah.
Funko, even. So whoever
Right.
I got mine from probably ordered a couple of them and was
Yeah.
selling a few. But I paid $25
Yeah.
for it, so I didn't feel I paid too much more. But I got them,
Right.
and in 3 days. 3 days. Couldn't
Nice.
beat it.
Yeah. So our last recommendation for where to pick up your Star Wars Funko Pops. I use this one a lot. This next one. How about you? You said I think you mentioned you use it as well.
I have. This could be hit or miss
So,
though. In the sense that
yeah.
my sister, right before going to our trip to Disney, had saw a blue box Yoda and a blue box 3PO, and they were going for like
Yeah.
$10, 10, like something ridiculous. And I think for both, or it was so cheap. I was like, I just Apple cashed her $30, like whatever it is, get them. Like if that's what really
Yeah.
$10 a piece, or I'll cover that and the shipping. The only thing that sucked about that experience was the person on the other side was, not only did they know probably what those pops were probably going for to a collector, but when they shipped them in like a postal Priority Express envelope, not the cardboard one, but like those kind of like
Oh,
papery kind. So by the time I got
yeah.
them, the boxes were like, as soon as I opened the envelope, the box went like just came apart. I was like,
Uh,
oh. So I still have them because I figured maybe with a little glue and love, I can kind of save the boxes. But yeah, they got pretty
yeah.
mangled that way. And that's hit or miss. Like if you buy it from someone that knows, shipping and collecting, you're going to do okay. That person didn't know what they
Yeah.
had. And again, that buyer beware, right? That's on me because I said
Yeah.
that's a ridiculous price for the blue box. Like I'd love to get those
Right.
because I don't have any. Those are the first two I was going to get, and I'll have to start over again where they're going to be in good shape. But those are the
Yeah.
first two. I
So
bought them at a cheap price.
yeah. So the place we're talking about is actually the Facebook Marketplace. So that's that's where I do a lot of my searching for older pops that I missed out on. I buy local. I buy from local sellers. I haven't branched out to buying from people across the country or even in the States yet. But yeah, no, everyone that I've bought stuff from locally, they're in decent shape. They're selling them at a reasonable price, usually less than the Pop Price Guide has it on the Funko app there. So yeah, and then also Facebook, like the groups on Facebook. So that's how I got my Anakin with the two sabers. One of the local Funko groups here. The guy who runs the group, he'll do a group buy for new Funkos. So that's how I got mine. I had him pre-order it, and he ordered a bunch from the States. I think he's got somebody who comes from the States up here regularly. So that's how I get a lot of my newer ones that I don't order from Amazon or I don't order from Target, and I want to make sure I get that one. So like that Anakin with the two sabers, I had him order that one for me right away on Facebook. So I've met a lot of great sellers on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, and then
I got my
also there was the Darth Maul and the Rex from the Rebels and that R5D4. I got the three of them for $20 on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, you get some really good deals.
Yeah, you can get really good deals.
I got the 3-pack,
but I think, like you said, it's hit or miss.
Like $25.
Yeah,
and they had been out for a while, a long while. So those are harder to you can't even get those in stores. So for $25, that was a pretty good deal because I think you could probably pay $30 when it wasn't a store for it. So, and I've gotten some single ones. I think I got like the Yak Face Walgreens exclusive through that for like $5 in a box, great condition. Like and again, I'm kind of like you, where I'd like to take them out of the box and display most of them. So I found a few loose ones that I really enjoyed through Marketplace. It's again, if it's local too, it makes it even easier. Have you done trades this way at all?
I think it is like you said, it is hit or miss too. Like, because there are some sellers that will be like, oh, it's a Star Wars Funko Pop, I'm gonna charge $100 because Star Wars fans will or Star Wars collectors will pay whatever. But so you get those people, but then you get the people who don't know what it's worth and they sell it for cheap. So it is really hit or miss on there. But at the same time, I like finding those gems. Like this, it is the thrill to hunt on there as well. Time.
Yeah, I find Macari and Facebook Marketplace to be kind of underrated. I don't know about you, but I think you could find a lot of really good deals from just regular Joes, who are collectors that are out there, or they're someone that, had them and they just don't care for them anymore. Their kids left them and they're off in college and they don't care to get rid of them. Sure, I'll pick them up off your hand. But like, I think you find some good, like you said, you find some good gems in here, and they're like a diamond. Like they're probably most people wouldn't think about looking for this resource, but I think they're a pretty good one.
Oh yeah, and another deal I got actually. So I got the Grogu on the Seeing Stone, and then the 10-inch Babu Frick. I got it off of a seller that lived like maybe half an hour away from me. She was selling them she sold me the two of them for $40.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so like a really good deal, because like that 10-inch Babu Frick sells for $40 Canadian alone in retail.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good one.
I've gotten some really good deals on there. Yeah. Yeah, but Mercari, I'm definitely gonna have to look up. But yeah, no, Facebook Marketplace, definitely a really great resource. But also, as I mentioned, the Facebook groups are a good resource finding pops, because it's collectors helping other collectors. For the most part,
I've seen that a lot.
You might find the odd person you might find the odd person who doesn't know what they're doing, or they're trying to scam people. But for the most part, it's people helping collectors helping other collectors on there. So that's why I go to Facebook a lot for older.
I think it's very helpful being a member of the groups.
Yeah.
One, I think you kind of have your ear to the ground.
Right. Yeah, older Funko Pops and Funko Pops that I missed out on, I go to Facebook first. But now I'm kind of like moving towards Aussie collectibles, using them for exclusives and some stuff that I've missed out on or couldn't get up here. So between for my ranking, the ones I would highly suggest, um, for myself anyways, the ones I use the most are GameStop for the newer stuff for pre-ordering, um, Aussie collectibles for the ones that I miss out on or I can't get, and then Facebook Marketplace. Those are like my three go-to places for Funko Pops.
Yeah, I would say mine.
How would you?
Yeah, I would say I go through Amazon, GameStop, Aussies.
Yeah, and Target.
Those are my three. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's up there. It's up there. But if I had to kind of pick like the three kind of tier of kind of where,
The three.
because I like, yeah, because they have more exclusive stuff like that. But I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably say that. And then I think also what's kind of cool recently is when we were talking about the groups, is that with that like Mando box coming out from GameStop and stuff, what's been really cool is having the option to try to swap or trade with other people, which has been kind of helping balance out the force, if you will, from all the collectors trying to not get stuck with a duplicate with those, especially at like I think here they're like $39, $40 retail for a box. I think up there it's like 60.
Yeah, up here they're like they're $60. So that's another thing I got off of Marketplace. So I've bought three of the exclusive ones that come in it. So I got the Remnant Stormtrooper, the Muddy Mando, and the Paz Vizsla. They were duplicates that these other people were selling. So I think I paid like $20 each for them. So
nice. Yeah, the only one I need is
$60, maybe $65. So I got the 3 Funko Pops for the same price as one of the mystery boxes.
Yeah, I'm looking. I have a Paz Vizsla,
so
and I'm looking to pawn off or trade to get the Death Trooper.
Yeah,
the Death or not Death Trooper,
or maybe sell on Mercari.
I'm gonna look. See if someone's got that or whatnot, willing to trade. That'd be pretty decent.
Yeah, I think so too. So I think that does it for our list of where we would suggest purchasing Star Wars Funko Pops, where you can buy Star Wars Funko Pops, both in person and online. I think that does it for this list. I think it's a pretty decent list myself. Patrick, any last words on any last words or any places you can add to the list?
Like, every once in a while, you kind of pop into different stores and you find something. One thing that I've recently gone to was for taking the photos, and I went to Hobby Lobby, and I was amazed walking out. They had it wasn't Star Wars, but they had some really awesome Funkos that are exclusive that I've seen for like Marvel and other characters that were phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, these are so good. They had Star Wars ones as well. Like they had a lot of the Book of Bobas, but I already had all those by now. But there were ones that at one point they were harder to get your hands on. I just thought it was interesting, kind of leaving a Hobby Lobby, going down a random aisle, and I was like, oh, I wouldn't have thought they carried them here. But I think we covered the gamut on this. I mean, these are all the places that
I think so too.
Typically I source, or any collector of Star Wars Funko probably would source for Funkos.
Yeah.
So
I think we each gave our top 4 places where we go out of that list too. So I think if you're just starting out collecting Star Wars Funko Pops, I think this list will help. Or even maybe you're like myself and you have 300 plus Funko Pops and I'm just finding out about Mercari, so I'm gonna have to look into that, and that Epic Collectibles. I'm gonna have to look into that myself.
Yeah, those are both good gems to
Definitely,
have.
yeah. So there are definitely some great places to check out. Definitely worth checking out. But I think that covers everything for this for episode 3 of the Star Wars Popcast. Patrick, where can people find you when you're not on the Star Wars Popcast?
When I'm not on the Popcast, you, Christopher, I'm on my own channel at Toy Photographer, ToyPhotogFR, like a license plate. And on my channel, I do creative imagery of Star Wars Funko Pops. So stay tuned. We got some real bangers coming up. I know that I released a few sneak peeks to some of my friends here, so they can attest. We got some really cool ones coming up.
Yes, looking forward to them to seeing some more of your imagery. And then as for myself, when I'm not on the Star Wars Popcast talking Star Wars Funko Pops with Patrick here, I'm doing Star Wars reviews on my other channel, Seriously Star Wars. Everything will be linked in the description below. But thank you for watching and listening wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, and we will catch you in the next episode.